What does it mean to be dateable? The definition that's worked for me is my willingness to connect my journey to happiness with another man's journey to happiness. But dating men gets discouraging because of the man part. He not texting back like he's supposed to. He not treating me like he's supposed to. He's not doing what he's supposed to. Then we end up tired, fed up, and frustrated because the love life that we dreamed about ain't happening. But all those emotions, the tired, the fed up, the frustrated, are really signs to show us if we're actually dateable, or are we just lying to ourselves? I've been on both sides of the dating frustration. I found that there are really 4 questions that you have to ask yourself to figure out if you're an eligible bachelor who's single and ready to mingle, or if you should be taking a break from the dating scene altogether. What up, though? I am Jay the Gentleman. That's at Jai the Gentleman on IG and Facebook. It's Wednesday, so this is a new episode of Dear Black Gay Men podcast. This is still our short, bullshit-free step out of our comfort zone to talk about all the emotional ups and downs along the journey to happiness. Hopefully, this is our midweek reminder of how dope it is to be black gay men who love black gay men. I am Jay the Gentleman. This is Dear Black Gay Men podcast. Now, let's get into the episode. The first question you have to ask yourself is, am I alone or am I lonely? Alone is when you give yourself space and time to understand what you want, how you want to feel, and who can help you achieve those things. Lonely is really just the opposite. You're by yourself with no intention. When we all have this time where nobody's sending us good morning text messages and nobody's checking for us, it's easy for alone to become lonely. But when we look for someone to cure loneliness, we put the responsibility of our intention and our attention on the other person. And no relationship can last when the other person is the object of so much of our lives. The next question to figure out if you're ready to date is if you're building or are you bored? Every eligible bachelor is doing something. I used to have a mentor. He would tell me, look like you're going somewhere, not like you've been through something. When you're actually dateable, your life should be consumed with building something, building a career, building your credit, building your savings, building the future that you want for yourself. Building gives everything you do purpose. The things that you give your attention to have purpose and intention behind them. The people you associate with matter to you. And even when you're not doing anything, when you're just resting, that in itself has intention behind it. Odds are, if you're not building something, that's when boredom creeps in. And looking for a man to cure boredom just means you don't have anything going for yourself. Who wants to date that guy? The third question is, are you just doing it for the gram? We do a lot for our followers. All these half-naked ass get ready with me's that I do are for the gram. I'm clear on my intention. I'm attracting as many eyeballs as I can to this dopeness reminder called Dear Black Gay Men podcast, and I'm using everything that I got. I can admit the likes do feel good. The comments, they give me some level of motivation to lift a little heavier or to stick to a meal plan or shave my chest regularly. But a lot of us confuse double taps on the gram for purpose. Then we get in these popcorn ass relationships so we can post cute pics on the gram with some man that we really don't even know because he knows the right filters. We have to take real stock of our goals in dating. The double taps and the likes can't be the goal in a relationship. They can be good benchmarks of the things that we do in our relationship as we move along our journey to happiness together. But if the gram is the main attraction in your dating situation, odds are you probably should still be single. But I think the bigger lesson is the context or the lack of context that we give our single season. So many of us treat single as if it's just the gap between relationships. It's as if I was 100% in my last relationship and I'll be 100% in my next relationship, which assumes that I'm at some kind of deficit in between relationships. And we all feel that shit. I feel that shit. A friend of mine, he went on a cruise vacation with his husband. We'll call my friend Daniel. And Daniel and husband posted pics of their trip and how much fun they were having. And deep down in like the pit of my stomach, I wanted what Daniel had. I wanted to go on trips with my husband. I wanted to have, random sex on a cruise ship. And I wanted to post cute beach pics with my significant other. I was so jealous of their relationship because that's what I thought I would be doing in my big age. All these feelings, though, are a sign of how dateable we are. The jealousy I felt for Daniel and his husband, loneliness, boredom that we all go through, envy of the gays on the grams, none of those components amount to dateable. In fact, if I dated, I'd probably end up hurting some man's feelings because I'm not ready. I wouldn't be able to give myself to a real man because I'd be thinking about going on Daniel's cruise. Some of us can't be present for a man because we want him to keep us from being bored. And then the rest of us can't commit to a relationship because we're scared or lonely. But that's what our single season is for. Asking ourselves the hard questions to uncover the root of our interests. If you're alone and authentically looking to date, that is, you're ready to connect your journey to happiness with another man's journey to happiness, then you should probably get back out there. You just have to accept that there will be some frustrations along the way. But ultimately, each failed date, each failed dating situation, each failed talking phase will get you one step further along your journey to happiness. But if you're lonely or bored or jealous of the Instagram girls like I was, then you're probably better off being single. Take this time, just like I am, to clear up your intention. Give your single season purpose. Give it context. Then, when you've done all that work, ask yourself again if you're ready to date. Without doing all of that, we run the risk of becoming somebody else's frustration along their journey to happiness. So, dear Black gay men, are you ready? If you like this content, subscribe to Dear Black Gay Men and hit the notification bell so you never miss new content or the live show. And you can support us with some exclusive merch from DearBlackGayMen.com. I talked to a guy on the podcast who says he's definitely not dating. Click the link on the screen to hear why. And set a reminder for Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern for a new episode of Dear Black Gay Men podcast. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.